got Arizona residency, one day too late to vote on this election day. And every year before I've been too drunk to register, I'd say I don't believe in it anyway. I still shake my head at ballots cast for elephants and shake my head at ballots cast for donkeys. 'Cause I swear to God our leaders, they will be the death of us. There's no ballot we can cast to set us free, but there's no brick we can throw that will end poverty. We can't blow up SB 1070. Things will never be as simple as when I was 12 years old, reading Karl Marx in my bedroom alone. And since there have been laws, there have been criminals. There have been thieves since there's been property. And the day will come again when none of these things are around. I just hope it's before people go extinct. So vote November 2nd if it seems right to you. Don't vote if you think it just holds us down. Just tell me what we're gonna do on November 3rd to make sure there's no government left to elect 2 years from now. Just tell me what we're gonna do on November 3rd to make sure there's no government left to elect 2 years from now. I was born a bitter old man who got his heart broken in Catalonia in 1936. Things haven't felt right since. So I gave up on life before I arrived. I knew this place wasn't safe for anyone but fascists and Republicans and their apologists. But I swear to God I'm gonna die, full of naive optimism, a teenager's heartbreaking conviction that things could be different. Oh yeah, things are gonna be real different when we're finished around here. I always wanted to die young. I always wanted to die young. I always wanted to die young. Now I feel younger every day, and I just hope I die younger than I am. I can hear you from a dozen states away, shivering through a dope sick morning of no money left and nothing else to steal. And Lord only knows that I've had my share. Cause hell, there were years when I was ready to die, but it's only been recently that I've been willing to live. I swear to God I didn't plan for things to end up this way. I had a teenager's conviction that I would be different. Oh yeah, I was gonna be real different than the person I became. I always wanted to die young. I always wanted to die young. I always wanted to die young. Now I feel younger every day, and I just hope I die younger than I am.
I was going to ask what an Addison Ray was, too. Oh, Amherst bot. Amherst, what's the deal with the info store bot? I hate to be an asshole about it. I hate to fucking fucking hammer away at that. But yeah, we need it up. Yeah, for twos. It needs a solid cleaning. I'm not gonna deny that. Thank you, Beast. Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, what the fuck is an Addison Ray? No idea. Like, legitimately. Yeah, I know how to clean a bong, Beast. I just don't give a shit. Oh, yeah, no, Red, Urine Speaks Louder Than Words may be my favorite song by a living artist. Yes, it's a tobacco water pipe. Exactly, it's a tobacco water pipe. I'm sort of burned. I'm sort of a little burned out at this point. I was raging earlier, and I just hammered 3 workouts. Just 3 back-to-back-to-back core workouts. Fucking... Look, this is all I'm gonna say on it for the moment, is that summer is coming up, and I, for one, would encourage a high-temperature exothermic redox chemical reaction to occur upon the streets. That's it. That's all I'm going to say on the matter for the moment. It is what it is for the moment. They have acted, and now it is up to us to react. And then they will react. Amherst, no worries. Thank you, Amherst. Thank you. And so the cycle goes. Hey, Puka. I just... Yes, let the shenanigans begin. It's... I can't say much. I don't care who leaked it and why. I'll go out on that limb. I don't know if it's much of a limb, but I really don't care, actually. Who leaked it and why? That is not the important part of the conversation right now. Yeah. I don't even think the legal talk surrounding it is the important part of the conversation. Look, they're coming for Hastings. They're coming for Lawrence. They're coming for Hastings. They're probably coming for fucking Loving even. What's the conversation? No, not binary. No, I really can't. No, not even there. The conversation is now, what do we do? And what we do isn't write your congressperson. As far as I'm concerned, this is the line in the sand, and they just crossed it. They removed the bodily autonomy of women. They have blatantly said we are looking to recriminalize homosexuality. See, this is we were talking about this earlier on the Discord server. A lot of young people don't remember. Being gay used to be a crime. Not Not like the issues of today, like, oh, I can't get access to the early life health care that I want, or I can't, or they're being discriminatory as far as bathrooms go, or that sort of thing, right? Not to trivialize the fights of today, but let's put them in context. Only a handful of years ago, like decades ago, it was illegal to be gay. It was go around to the queer bar, roust the fucking fags out, fucking put them in handcuffs, and march them down to the fucking jail. Jail time jail. Illegal, right? It was illegal to be gay. When a fucking veritable plague started wiping out the gay population in this country, they cheered. They were happy to let it happen. In my lifetime, I remember these fuckers. This isn't some distant memory. I've known people who were victims of this genocide. Right? Like, this is one of the things that I really relate to the sort of Jewish diaspora is that never again sentiment that admittedly they take too seriously sometimes. Admittedly, Jewish diaspora does take that never again sentiment way, way over the line sometimes. But I get it. I get it. It's like, no. We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again. Yeah. They just removed the bodily autonomy of over half the population, and they've signaled that they're looking to recriminalize homosexuality in at least half this country, if not more. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's a whole bunch. Yeah, dig. It's about 12 states. Homosexuality is illegal again in 26 would be gay marriage is gone. Yeah. Yeah. You want to know what some of the feminists did back in the day to get this shit moving? Yeah. People forget. Oh yeah, yeah. That's contraception's right to privacy. Right to privacy. Oh, congrats, Karina. If they recriminalize homosexuality, I'm about to immigrate to Europe. Should have a long time ago anyway. Dragon Tamer, good luck with it. I mean, you should do it. You should probably just get moving now on that. Yeah, they did. Yeah, Zippy's historical account is accurate. Yeah, there were anarchist feminists that got involved in that one. There's pictures. Yeah. Yeah. This is hey Matic. Just one of those times. This summer is super important. Shit's about to kick off. Or it better. Let's just put it that way. It fucking better. Summer's heat up. Kids are off from school. They're notorious protest season. Summers are protest season. Yeah. This summer is going to be important. Yeah, if we don't, we're fucked. Oh, Matic, all is well. Yeah, right. I live in the U.S., man. Aka, yes. Too fatigued from the BLM protests, go out and protest Roe v. Wade. I also, Cupcake, dude, I'll bite this bullet. Statistically speaking, the American black community is socially conservative. And they have a mixed set of opinions on abortion. Don't look for too much support in that that arena. The allies that we came out on behalf of in allyship, don't expect those allies to be present at this one. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. This is everybody's fight, but I don't think everybody's going to step up to the plate and realize what's at stake on this one, because of who's going to be the first line victims. Yeah. Oh, that's Fuck Authority by Pennywise. Viva. That's arguably my other favorite song. If it's not Urine Speaks Louder Than Words, Fuck Authority by Pennywise has been in my playlist since the beginning. Yeah, since way back in the day. Since it was a new release. Yes, that's Fuck Authority by Pennywise that you're doing there. Where am I being tagged? I'm being tagged. Duly noted. Thank you, Joe. No, I'm not a libertarian. I'm an anarchist. I'm the guy that the libertarians wish they could be if they still had a soul and hadn't sold it to capitalism. No, I'm an anarchist. Technically a post-left, post-anarchist. If you want to get word mincing about it. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a nightmare, Karina. Oh. Well, thank you for the follow, Ricky Snuts. Fair enough, Karina. How much of a song has to be quoted for a part of it to not be TOS? I have no idea, Viva. I don't know. Oh God. Okay, one, ditch the term deep state right out of the gate. You lose 60% of your fucking target demographic just by saying the words deep state. What's up, public? Capitalists are ripping this country apart before they settle in India or Japan or something, and those countries going to ensure they can't stay here long term anymore. This Roe v. Wade thing is just again, yeah. Oh, there's so many aspects of that. Well, unfortunately, public, in this instance, it is conspiratorial. It took a lot of planning and piecework across many people to get us positioned where this is even possible to do. Arguably, you could say that the beginning, or the temporal marker that is worth mentioning as a potential beginning, even though time is messy and everything has a causal effect, so there is no true beginning of anything. But the beginning of this is the Reagan administration. And this has been at play for 4 to 5 decades. Yeah. This play has been in the works. And it took a lot of work to get us to the point where Roe v. Wade could be attacked in such a manner. There was a lot of work that needed doing. There's points in the timeline that you can say, we fucked up here, we got fucked here, they fucked up there, that sort of thing. Zippy, that's again the clause about it started when a bunch of fucking angry, ornery white people who fucking were so puritanical that the puritanical Europeans of the time fucking were like, dude, take it down a notch. Basically got kicked out the fuck out of Europe and landed the fuck over here, right? Like, it starts when some stupid fish crawled out of the fucking ocean and decided to breathe air. Stupid fucking fish. But at the end of the day, the Southern strategy, the deal that was cut between the Reagan administration and the Southern evangelicals to get the IRS off of their backs about the segregated private church-run school system that they had used to end-run desegregation in the South. The Carter administration was tagging that he was going to shut that down using the IRS. And so the deal that was cut with the Reagan administration was you get the IRS the fuck off our backs, and you have the support of the Southern Baptists and the Deep South religious evangelicals. We'll make it happen. And sure enough, from the pulpit, we need to vote for Reagan. And sure enough, within the first year, Reagan held up his end of the bargain, the entire program, and planned to address the fact that the Southerners were running a private evangelical school system that was completely segregated and super racist, super homophobic, super misogynistic, and a grift to boot, was not addressed. It was at that moment that the likes of Pat Robertson and R.J. Rushdoony inspired dominionism comes into play in this country. Prior to that, it was a footnote. After that, shit started moving. Then it was a matter of clearing way on the judges, clearing way in certain powerhouses. Deals were struck behind the scenes between Federalist Society and evangelicals as well, because they had a whole series of like interests, shall we say. And the Federalists see the evangelicals as useful fools, I think. So, but there were, 1,000 paper cuts after that, for sure. There's moments like the Obama-McConnell thing. The Bernie bro thing. Look, the fact of the matter is that Bernie or busters and Gen Z coming out in like 30% killed any, like, the Democrat manipulation that like killed Bernie's campaign really could have been overcome by sheer numbers, but the fact of the matter is that Gen Z didn't show up, and so couldn't do that. So I mean, there's a dozen arguments as to like this moment and this moment and this moment and this moment. You could talk about Clarence Thomas. Yeah, you go back to the Clarence Thomas fucking hearings and poor Anita Hill. Like if we had just that one alone could have reshaped a whole host of things. There's many moments that you could look at and go, yeah, but this is actually a coordinated attack. It is a conspiracy. If we had killed that stupid fish, we'd leave the planet to invertebrates, and well, spider world would be interesting. It would be, wouldn't it? It's always been an oligarchy. Archivarium. Archivarium. It's always been an oligarchy. I've argued this before. There's handfuls of exceptions, but it's always been an oligarchy. Explain to me a system of governance that has occurred somewhere that hasn't been controlled by the rich and powerful. An elite few. Right? When has that not been the case? Right? Yes, Dolly McNugget, I get the Tony Hawk thing fairly regularly. Sippy. Do you essentially see the Dems and Republicans as two sides of the same coin, or two sides of the same bucket of shit, to be more proper? Democrats and Republicans are not the same thing, but they're subject to the same forces of control within the system. Don't get me wrong, there's not much difference between them, but for the purposes of harm reduction and a realistic appraisal, I cannot say these two variables are equal to. They are similar to. They share many of the same foibles, failings, and corruptions. Yes, but my argument would be that they are not exactly the same, but they are subject to the same controls and pressures of the system under which we are governed and controlled. So, yeah, not the same, but close enough that oftentimes it's difficult to tell the difference. Can you give me your pitch for why you think an anarchist society would be the best? All right, first off, Archivarium, understand, it's been a long day. I spent a lot of it at fucking DMV, frankly. Also, the After Dark shows, we start by either having a drink or a bit of a smoke. The latter in my case. So forgive me. I think I'm doing pretty well for being 3 sheets to the wind. But my pitch for why I think an anarchistic society would be the best. I don't know if it's going to be the best. I'm too much of a realist and a pragmatist to ever claim that it would be best. But semantical distinctions aside, having operated in the communities and the areas that I have, having had the IT upbringing that I had, we can get into that if you need more, but just understand that I'm a technologist through and through and have been my entire life, age 4. So understanding what I do about cybernetic theory, understanding topological systems, understanding hierarchical systems, and understanding the nuances and variations and pros and cons between a centralized, a decentralized, and a distributed network topology, understanding the political science and some of the philosophy behind, understanding that understanding that how it works at a street level, having come up in the direct action side of it, and then piled the philosophy and theory on top of it, rather than vice versa. Having seen what I've seen, understanding what I understand about hierarchical versus hierarchical, coercive versus participatory systems. Seeing the groups that I've seen do it successfully, seeing the historical record on it, which I mean, I got books this thick, man, to it's just part of fucking anarchist history, right? Having read the studies that I've read, and I go through these things on this fucking channel, it's less damaging to the environment. It's less damaging to the people. It makes for a higher rate of happiness. It's more productive if you give a shit about that. It just redefines productivity to a certain degree. It causes it's a healing and restorative process. Functionally speaking, anarchistically operated systems are more holistically considered. They are more fairly engaged and participatory. They take into account marginalized positions. They can account for them and not leave them hanging in the wind, using consensus decision-making processes, and then building a system up from, at the bare minimum, approval voting, but ideally using consensus-based decision-making systems, using delegatory processes, and then using a federation process to address the scope and scale issue. Mechanically, they can address the topics that need addressing, as far as I can see in most instances. You can look to things like open source driving the internet and being the foundation of the modern information age that reshaped the economy and reshaped the global sort of sphere. That is largely just driven by open source technologies, which is nothing more than anarchist. It's ANCOM. It's anarchistically driven communistic methodologies of production. I mean, it just is. I think there's a dozen reasons why anarchistically operated modalities are superior. Yeah. And I don't even necessarily argue. I argue for what's called a Thursdayian method. I'm basically talking to one person at this point. Archivarium, I hope you appreciate this long, winding answer. They're better. They're better. I advocate for what I call a Thursdayian methodology, the ship of Theseus. Anarchistically driven or modeled systems don't have to be an all or nothing thing. You can have dual power structures. You can have localized, which is actually how we prefer to operate. We don't operate top down. We operate bottom up. That's how anarchism perceives the world. So, all of this can be done piecemeal in place while other systems are failing around you. In fact, historically, anarchism usually is the fallback position when everything else goes to hell. Cooperatively run, hierarchically organized systems of social design are historically what got human beings to the point where we could do higher technologies. That's what base anarchy is. Indigenous technology. We've been doing this for a long time. Our technology, as far as ideology goes, is superior. It's superior. It's stood the test of time. Yeah, there's some new kid on the block. He's destroying the planet. He's raping the people. He's causing all sorts of malformed pathologies all over the globe. Oh yeah, he's big. He's loud. He makes lots of shiny shit. But I think you'll find success can be measured in more than one way. And we're coming to understand that maybe it's time to redefine what productivity and success mean to us. So, yeah, there's the partially stoned, long, winding ramble. Decision. Someone's actually complaining about the leak here, so we should know what the government is doing. Very freedom focused, much liberty. Yeah, you know what? I don't care for whatever reason they fucking leaked it. Just give them a Congressional Medal of Honor. The Supreme Court should get zero privacy. None. They are arguably the most important institution in this land. They should get zero privacy. I want to know if Thomas fucking twists his ankle when he's walking down the fucking hallway. I want to know what their fuckers are eating for dinner. They get no privacy. None. No. I want to know every single thing they write down. I want it archived for all of history. Yeah. Yeah, you can't do your job with the spotlight of history and true transparency applied to you, then you're not the correct person for the job. We need somebody who can perform under the most stringent of circumstances if we're going to have that bullshit institution in place. That was Hassan's take too. He said, "You want to know what underwear they're wearing?" Yeah, I 100%. They get no privacy. None. They get the opposite of privacy. They get the actual opposite of privacy as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Dude, I want a heart rate monitor hooked up to these motherfuckers. And I want it accessible online. Like, I want to see if these motherfuckers are like, fucking have a resting pulse of 125. Right? Like, I want to know, like, I want everything. I want everything. I want every fucking thing they whisper. I want everything they fucking... Dude. Yeah. Everything. They get zero privacy. I should be able to watch the SCOTUS judges like we're playing The Sims. I want to know the consistency of their shits. Yeah. Give them something that's worth something like the naming of a dog park, not a stupid medal. Fair enough. No congressperson, no judge, no executive. If you're in a position of power, all information should be available. 100%. 100%. Sorry. There. Imagine still wearing tighty whities, says Kavas. Yeah, I know, right? The Supreme Court went all up in the club. All eyes on us, all eyes on us, all eyes on us. See the boys in the club, they watching us, they watching us. Everybody in the club, all eyes on us, all eyes on us, all eyes on us. Hey, Marcus. I think there should be a lag for honest dialogue, like executive privilege, but it only works for a 10 to 40 year line with a bunch of other reforms. Marcus, I will give them their lag. It's 1 week. 1 week. They can have a private conversation between themselves for 1 week. That's all I'd extend them. There's nothing in that court that tells me that we owe them shit. So, yeah, 1 week. That's all you get. It's cool, Gators guy. Oh, beast. Just putting in the work. You got to put in the work, right? I just hope you're getting laid, guy, because I sure ain't. Yeah, but I ain't getting what I want, Aspen. That's the long and short of it. Greed, greatest power equals greatest pressure. Get over it. Can we compromise the previous term? So like 9 months? No. No. No, we can't. No, there's no compromise. It's a week. Given what we know about the timeline of Supreme Court decisions and the pressures that need applied to this organization externally, apparently, they get a week. Because I don't want to find out they decided something. Right? No. I want to know that they're considering something. Week's pretty long nowadays, Kai. I'd say more so 5 minutes. I mean, I was considering 24 hours read. Or like a work day. Yeah, like a work day maybe. You can have, we won't watch Monday until Monday's over. But the minute you push that fucking chair back from that desk, we're reviewing the tapes. Yeah, I don't trust any of these fucks. I don't trust any of it. Why would I? Two to 3 business days. No, I'm not. I'm watching the marginalization of half of the population before my very eyes. I'm seeing the recriminalization of homosexuality before my very eyes. No, I'm not okay. I'm in fact quite angry. And a calm, angry man is always a good sign, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not well. I'm angry, I'm disappointed, I'm fed up. I'm saddened. I'm not surprised though. That's the interesting thing, right? I mean, Viva, go for it. Music just went away because YouTube is a piece of shit. Oh, God. That was protein shake from earlier. that's oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, Viva, what do you got? We're building it up to break it back down. That's Linkin Park. Break it down, burn it down, burn it down, burn it down, break it down, burn it down, burn it down. It's Linkin Park, burn it down. I am almost certainly getting drunk tonight, says fucking Public. Yeah. What is happening over here? I have mixed feelings about Linkin Park. I have very mixed feelings. All right, hang on. That's true, Gemma. That's true. Oh shit, things are starting to happen. That bot's coming back alive. I see it, Amorous. Okay. Oh, well, congratulations. You've just nominated yourself for fixing all of the world's problems. So why haven't you been doing this then? Do you just not like women, or you know, yeah. Why haven't you fixed the world's problems yet, man? I have no patience for your bullshittery tonight. I'll tell you that right now. Homie, you're so full of shit. It's insane. You got called out hardcore. You're a fraud. Like, shut the fuck up. Dude, I don't even know what to fucking say to you, man. Either put your fucking amazing wisdom into chat that is going to blow all of our minds that we've never seen this concept before. Put it into fucking chat. Put the proof of the pudding is eaten in the eating. Start typing, bitch. Otherwise, fuck right off. Nobody you're a joke. This entire fucking community knows who you are, and they all think you're a fucking joke. Man, take a fucking hint. I don't know what your deal is. I guess you're just a masochist. That's fine. Jokes are supposed to be amusing. Ricky Snuts. Dr. Professor SC in chat is a fraud. Known fraud. Busted fraud. I spent 2 episodes basically. Well, I spent an entire episode proving how much of a fraud he was. And he still comes around and fucking acts like he has something to contribute. As if he has any professional standing whatsoever. He's a joke in this community. And yet he doesn't get it. You're welcome, Ricky. No, because he's a social conservative piece of shit too. He's part of the reason that this is happening. He's partially to blame. He's in that camp of early childhood sexual education is a net negative for the individual and society. Right? He's a fucking social conservative. He's part of the reason that this ruling is happening. He's literally partially to blame. It's pieces of shit like him that are running around fucking flapping their stupid fucking gums off for the last couple of decades that basically have removed the bodily autonomy of over half the population. Then he's going to have the fucking gall to walk in those fucking doors and say, oh, I've got the solution if you guys would just, you fucking closed-minded leftists. Go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit, and frankly, no one likes you and no one wants you here. And now I'm going to fulfill fucking on non-binaries. Oh, nope. Cupcake did it for me. Yeah. You're a piece of shit, and I don't ever want to see your fucking face around here again. Go the fuck away, Professor. Professor, by the way. Professor Dr. SC. And then the most he'll claim is a fucking master's degree, which, by the way, holy fuck are you terrible, man. Yeah. You just, oh. Yeah, public. He's an actual real professor. He's a real piece of shit. Like, he's an actual piece of shit. Like, it is astounding how bad his takes are, and then he tries to couch it in academic nonsense. He tried to use the Human Connectome Project, which is just a fucking DNA sequencing and virtual navigation fucking project that's stored. I got all of his academic sources. He knew nothing about what he was posting as sources. He was posting fucking correction tables for the MRI machines and claiming that it was evidence against this and that and fucking, he's so insanely full of shit. It's miraculous. He can actually move. He's so full of shit. Yeah, that Aka. Oh, this fucking idiot. It's amazing. I took an episode to just destroy him. Spent an episode just, here is his evidence. Here is his claims. We generously went through it all. And fucking, yeah, and then I put up my, like, what, dozen and a half fucking studies that literally prove my point. But then he was putting up fucking correction data. Like, literally, like, oh, the fucking head needs to move -1 to the left, right? It's correction tables for the fucking project. Like, that was his evidence. Fucking, that early childhood sexual education is a net negative for society and the individual. He's a fucking fraud. He's a piece of shit. Honest question, is it worth hoping that this ruling will piss people off enough to force codifying human rights, bodily autonomy, and privacy rights? I'm having trouble believing this will shake the apathy that's taking hold of most people. What the craft? All I can tell you is if this summer isn't a very hot summer, then I don't know what is. What will get the job done. this should just be entirely too far for people, but we'll see. I'd say the conservatives are sending their best, but I don't think the conservatives like this guy. Exel, the Ohio and Indiana primaries happened today, about 36 hours after the leak. This news made no discernible impact on voter turnout or on Republican willingness to say they are pro-choice. Yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked. Sucks. I heard it's dangerous being a comedian these days. So, yeah. And that's amazing to me because almost 40% of the women getting abortions are Catholic or Protestant. I know, right? What's going on? Oh, wait. More ammo for Jimmy Dore then. He was going on about how his life's in danger due to the Will Smith slap. I'm sorry, what? Can Jimmy Dore just go back to doing shit stoner comedy? It was, dude, he was a bare bones shit stoner comic when he was like a road comic. Can he just go back to doing that? That'd be great. Caboose as near as I could probably you know what, I can't even tell you for sure. All I can see is like normalizing violence against comedians or something. I don't fucking know. If being a comedian is dangerous, and Joe Rogan, Jimmy Dore, and the other conservative guy have nothing to worry about. I mean, so is Bill Maher, and look how that arc ended. Jimmy calls himself a comic. Citation needed. He was-ish. Being a mildly successful comedian apparently saved me from a right-wing TV show. It did. Take Jimmy Dore seriously, then you've already lost. I mean, Problem is, people do take Jimmy Dore seriously. Kvass, literally, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, Kvass. Apparently the Russians were raping men and boys in Ukraine as well. Apparently there's like dozens of cases under investigation at this point. But yeah. Let's see. The UN office that is responsible for the UN Special Representative on Sexual Violence, who's responsible for collecting and analyzing this data, basically at that level, stated that her office has collected reports of sexual violence by Russian troops against men, women of all ages, from children to elderly people. Just, you know, FYI. That's what's going on there. Classic Nankin move. Yeah, sorry about that, by the way, if that was in your ear. It says to know. It's sick to learn about war in real time. What a time to be alive. Yeah, I'm old enough to remember the first Iraq war, and that was the first CNN war where we had live like coverage of like, you know, we had like footage of Patriot missiles, like missile tip and shit like that. And now, yeah. Now it's real time. It doesn't even have to go through the filter of some news corporation. Now it just gets disseminated via social media. It's fucking ridiculous, man. The video war reports subreddit and the Ukraine video subreddits, dude, they have insane footage. You're just like, holy shit. Streams casually showing people dying all the time. Yep. Complete elimination of debt. Complete elimination of debt. The only conversation surrounding student debt at this point should be a complete elimination. Yeah. That's just the way it should be. No, I didn't, Beast. Yeah. That's compromising has gotten us to where we are today. This is what 4 decades of compromise looks like. When you compromise with fascists, you end up with fascism. That's it. There's no way around that. There's 3 people in the room, right? There's a dude over on the left that says, how about we don't do genocide? There's a dude over on the right that says, we're going to do some genocide. There's a dude in the middle that says, now guys, we have to compromise. Only a little genocide. Guy on the right says, okay, I'm okay with that. The dude on the left goes, no genocide. Look at this. The left is fucking uncompromising. You just intolerant left. You can't even work with them. Yeah. That's where we ended up. I do find you get a little murder. This is a tree. Yeah, no. I do find it very strange that conservatives have the mentality of someone has suffered, therefore everyone must suffer. What happened to wanting better for future generations? Boomers happened, Ricky. That's what happened. Boomers. Also, new media has unleashed turbo propaganda on people faster than they can comprehend. You know, yeah, faster than they can comprehend, and then when you factor in the fucking shit education or the miseducation, right? Yeah. I wanted to do something. God damn it. All right. Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ. Hey, silly. Hold on just 1 second. There we go. There we go. How is your guys' stream? I've been on a fucking tear. I'm about burned. What'd you guys get up to? There we go. Just like having Gatorade. Let's see. What do we got? It's lead. There's so much lead in the environment during their generation. Dude, non-binary. I don't discount that theory. Dude, that explains a lot. A lot of the pathologies that that generation seems to exhibit. Early life lead exposures definitely puts in some heavy lifting. There's other factors as well, but dude, that puts in some heavy lifting. Was just bashing the new Batman all stream. Jesus Christ. Special viewership operation. Oh, we got. And where am I being tagged? Oh, Jesus. All right, cool. The rise of the sociopathy. Yeah. I always subscribe to the lead poisoning theory. Flint, Michigan. Yeah, dude, there's a variety of factors, but there's a lot of heavy lifting that is done by the early life lead exposure theory. For sure. I've spent just so long just solidly angry that I'm just numb and have a headache. I've reached the quiet simmer stage of it for sure. I don't even watch these fucking dude. I don't watch any of those new movies and shit. Apparently they did some, yeah, like they did some fixing, public, but yeah, the Flint, Michigan water thing was one of hundreds and hundreds of communities that have that happening throughout this country. We've spent so much money on bullshit fucking military prison industrial complex nonsense and propping up the corporate establishment in this country. Meanwhile, our infrastructure is absolutely garbage. I mean, we're just rotting away at this point. Oh, that's the wrong one. I wanted this one. I have a picture of, I don't know how far back it was. I'm gonna have to load some shit, but oh Jesus, this could be a fucking ways. Yeah, I want to say over 60% of there it is. 60% of all water in the States doesn't meet basic water standard quality. Yeah, I don't doubt that in the least. Here is underneath the Chicago Metro UPN track. This carries 34,000 passengers on 70 trains across the bridge each weekday. Just get you a couple of photos here. Get them all lined up. There we go. All right, so remember, this is the Chicago Metro UPN track. Carries 34,000 passengers a day across 70 trains across this bridge. Exposed rebar is good, right? Rebar is good when it's exposed, right? But we always got bullets and bombs money, don't we? We always got bullets and bombs money. We're never short on that. Exposed rebar is aesthetic. Hey, we can see it's not rusted. We're good. It seems fine. It's correct. People on the bridge. I'm in danger. Mint condition, hardly used, no mobile offers. I wouldn't let someone live in a house with those issues, let alone fucking bridge. Corporations love the U.S. for its amazing infrastructure. Doesn't want to pay to keep it operating. Nope. A little duct tape, some spray paint, it'll be fine. Yeah, that's basically, that's the part of the operating cost now built in. It seems to be is when that bridge collapses and they have to pay out like $25 million in like death and injury settlements. They just seem to be building that into the cost now. Like, could also kill a good number of people with that bridge. Yeah. Hey, Al. One day, probably really soon, all this shit's going to cause chaos, and we'll probably have a full-on fascist government at the time who use it to gain full total control. Public. Aka, I've been on this line so many times. Jesus, what a wreck. Well, Aka, know what you're driving over then. Something the trains run on time. Oh, Jesus. All right, let me get back to Jesus. That was so far down my list. Oh, I saw a tweet that was, look. Look, I'm just gonna fucking put it on the screen. I'm just gonna put it on the screen. I wonder what the abortion conversation would be then. I wonder what the abortion conversation would be then. So, yes, I'm, you know, yeah. Fun fact. Who is the company? SafeGraph. SafeGraph is a data broker company that obtains location data from ordinary apps on people's phones. SafeGraph repackages that data and then sells it on, right? You can filter the data on SafeGraph for purchase by product or brand, and Planned Parenthood is one of the brands that you can filter by. So there is corporate companies out there selling cell phone location tracking data that has been obtained via capitalist modalities that would identify anyone who potentially had a cell phone turned on when they walked into a Planned Parenthood. And they've been caught doing this. So, you know. Is this the capitalist innovation I've heard so much about? People are gonna die. People already have over the abortion thing. There was that stupid fucking Breitbart editor that tried to stir up shit earlier today by saying that the freak out that you see from the left is very instructive. When Roe was handed down 49 years ago, pro-lifers didn't riot, didn't call for SCOTUS to be burned down, didn't threaten the lives of judges, didn't try to stack the court. No, what they did was nail bomb abortion clinics and shot doctors dead in their churches. This is my first fucking rodeo. Right? Like this is not my first fucking time around the fucking sun. All right? These people are domestic terrorists. They blow shit up. They shoot people in church. Yeah. Gemma. Yep. It's... you're gonna love this. Okay, you're going to absolutely love this. I had to go absolutely apeshit at a friend of mine last night who calls themselves an anarchist because they're advocating barring the justices in the Supreme Court until they overturn the decision again. Like full-on authoritarian rights removal. Shit, I lost my shit. Vanilla ISIS. Yeah, yeah, Alex. Viva said Vanilla ISIS. They made movies and TV shows about it, said Song. How do you know they're conservative, Kai? Let's just play ignorance while acting like we have moral high ground because the left does protests. I know, right? Selective memory is a hell of a drug, said Fortunes. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Anti-abortion movement marches after arson, bombs, and murder from the SPL Center, courtesy of non-binary for what I'm saying. Yes, I said my piece on it earlier, how I feel about this matter. They're coming to criminalize gay people. That's what's happening. They're coming to criminalize gay people. They're gonna Handmaid's Tale women. They're going to recriminalize the queer community. And if you do not believe that they want the death penalty for being gay, then you've never read the works of R.J. Rushdoony, who inspired the likes of Pat Robertson, who went on to, whose various evangelical associated organizations that came aligned with the Reagan administration early on and then gained influence through the Dominionist movement in the U.S. They very much believe that homosexuality and sodomy should be punishable by death. They believe that. These people are domestic terrorists. They do not believe women are equal citizens. They believe that queer people of all stripes should be put to death. This is very real. So, yeah, I have some very particular feelings about this matter. The guy who shot the doctor quoted Bill O'Reilly when he spoke to the police. Bill's on tour with Trump. Yeah. I don't get laid enough to be murdered for my sexuality and identity. It really feels unfair. Public, don't worry. They don't care whether you're getting laid or not. They really don't. Yeah. Yeah, Alex. Fucking, like, that was... There's precedent in my lifetime, basically, for the criminalization of homosexuality in America, right? Like, punishment for homosexuality being death is not too many generations out. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, dude, Trudeau, trust me, around these parts, liberals are, it's a dirty word. It's funny, you can call us basically anything, and it rolls right off our backs as a bunch of fucking anarchists. You call us a liberal, and we lose our shit, generally. It gets to us. Like, we're not fucking liberals, right? Like, they do a lot of harm. They do a lot of harm. Liberals do a lot of fucking harm. That's what I'm saying. Give me orgasms if I'm gonna get death. Oh, public. Do I need to wingman you? We'll hook something up. I'll swing by, or you can come to Vegas, public. We'll get you fucking laid. I mean, the only thing I can say non-binary is if the U.S. starts recriminalizing being gay, then at least there's a case to be made for asylum seekers. Gay people in America can just start seeking asylum. That's a viable thing at this point. Like, if you're a woman or gay or both in America right now, asylum seeking might be the way to go, frankly. No, Zippy, I agree. As far as like an ethical framework or analysis goes, that like compromising with a bigot is worse than being the bigot, right? The bigot is just the bigot. The bigot is ignorant and driven by fear, but compromising with the bigot, you know better. You're worse than the bigot. If you compromise with the bigot, you're worse than the bigot. Yeah. No, I feel that 100%. Abortion is still legal in Canada, and Cupcake, the Canadians have already said that people who want to seek abortions in Canada from the U.S. are welcome to, and they will stand by their right of choice. In fact, the only time the Bible mentions abortion, Ricky, is instructions on how to do it. It's the ordeal of the bitter water, and it's for a adulterous wife, I do believe. And yes, the only time the Bible mentions abortion is instructions on how to conduct one. Yep. Numbers 5:11-31, I believe, what the craft. My verses could be a little off, but I do believe it's Numbers chapter 5, verse 11 through 31. It's Numbers 5. Viva, pretty much. Of course, that fuck book has instructions. Of course it does. It's the only time it mentions it, is how to do one. Don't fuck with bald people according to the Bible. Non-binary, I mean, okay. Is it? What did I just have to... No. Okay. No. Numbers 5:11-31 refers to the God causing an abortion. Yeah. There we go. That was weird. Totally. May the 4th is the anniversary of the Kent State massacre, and Star Wars has tried to erase history. Today, remember Kent State. Jackson State is the one that you should remember, because Kent State will never be forgotten, Truno. Kent State will likely never be forgotten, but Jackson was the white kids over at Kent State got gunned down. It's a fucking travesty, right? The black kids over at Jackson did the same thing, got gunned down just as much, just as equally, and nobody remembers them. So, Kent and Jackson. Ricky, I'm an anarchist. Like, for real. For real. I grew up in Vermont. My mom had me listening to, like, Arlo Guthrie in the fucking car. My mom put me in front of a mainframe terminal at age 4, too, by the way. By 14, I was doing custom programming. I was embedded in the rave scene, the punk scene. I grew up studying the likes of Alexander Shulgin for psychopharmacological studies. I came of age in punk and plur and did my tour of duty in the streets in direct action. I was an Occupy organizer. And then only later did I start adding the philosophy and the theory head nerd stuff to the anarchism. But I've been an anarchist basically my whole fucking life. It's who I am. It's what I am. I'm a lot of things, but I am an anarchist. So, yeah. Let's see. The UK's respectable newspaper of record has weighed in on the U.S. abortion news. All right. Oh, Jesus, that's the right approach. Jesus fucking Christ. Is that the Times of London? Oh, yes, we were just looking at a headline from them, Caleb. Welcome. Yes, we were just looking at a headline from the Times of London. I hate this. Yes. I forget what Canadian minister. Karina Gould, Minister of Families, Children and Social Development, said on CBC's News Network's Power and Politics on Tuesday that if the U.S. were to overturn Roe v. Wade and return abortion law to state level, American women will be able to obtain abortions in Canada. So there's going to be safe havens. Canada's going to be one. New Mexico is going to be one. California is going to be one. New York will be one. There will be safe havens. But yeah. What's up, Maniac? Can we make it to the safe havens in time, though, will be the question. We're already talking about underground railroads. Craft, we're already talking about underground railroads. It's going to be necessary. Like, we're headed towards that. We're headed towards underground railroad time. So that's what we're gonna have to organize. Rainbow railroads and abortion asylums. And thank you for the follow, Craft. Yeah, it's time to build this is when you start. Welcome. Talk to anarchists. This is what we're good at. This is what we're good at. The problems that a lot of y'all are about to face, and that we as a community in this country are about to face, this is exactly what anarchists are about. We're good at this. Building dual power structures that subvert authoritative systems is literally the bread and butter of anarchists the globe over. So maybe now is the time to buddy up to an anarchist or two and realize that, yeah, that neolib shit, I'm pagan. I got a few anarchists in my friend group. There you go. Now is maybe the time that, like, you understand that the neolibs got us into this mess by compromising with a bunch of authoritarian dickheads. And, I mean, it's reiterative, but theologian, authoritarian dickheads. But oh no, we're talking permanent relocation, Loomer. There's a trans streamer that just raised $200,000 for resettlement funds. Yeah, we're talking, like, for the railroad. We're not talking about going back. That's not. Peace, L. Take care of yourself. Love you as always. Yeah, you don't fucking turn around. Like, Harriet Tubman didn't take your punk ass to the north to go back to the south. Yeah, we're not talking fucking. Yeah, that's not. No. Yeah, there's literally resettlement funds that are being set up. There's proper logistical systems that are starting to be crafted. Compromise is a reason the Holocaust happened. Dude, Ricky, I started this stream by saying, like, look, the Jewish diaspora has a tendency to go overboard with it sometimes, but I truly do understand them as a gay man and the never again mentality. I understand. Like, in my lifetime, it has been criminalized. Like, homosexuality has been illegal in my lifetime in this country. Like, right, it's only a couple of few generations out removed that executions for being gay were a thing. I knew people who were victims of a genocide of gay people in this country, right? Like, yeah. No, homie, I don't compromise with authoritarian psychopaths who mean to reduce my fellow humans, my sisters, to second-class citizens, and absolutely reduce the LGBTQ plus community to subhuman status. Oh, I'm not going to tolerate that. No, that's not a thing that I will sit idly by for. Yeah. Yeah. I've been spreading the message to Americans in various Twitch chats about looking up railroad efforts to escape the states they're in. Yeah, Che, for real. The woman who's simply pregnant and needs to get the fuck out, Loomer, is not the person we're talking about for these instances. And if you can't get there logically, like if you can't do the OPSEC on this one and figure out who I'm talking about, who the most vulnerable would be and why there would be a need to shuttle them, don't worry about it then. Don't worry about it. You don't need to be a part of that conversation then. If you can't figure that one out. Don't worry about it. But there will be a need for that. There will. You ever been a scared 14-year-old gay kid whose parents will literally beat him senseless for being gay? You ever had your life in threat, like in that moment? You ever lived through that? Because there's lots of queer kids that live through that. Yeah. There's going to be instances where underground railroads are literally necessary. Well then, Loomer, you should have been ahead of the fucking mark on this one. I don't know where you were, where your head was at. But you should have been ahead of me on that one then. There will be a need. There will be a need. So, the ones that can just fly to Vegas, no big deal. No big deal. If you can just pick a fucking ticket and go to Vegas, no big deal. Yeah. But a lot of people aren't going to have that option. Remember the pig-looking Missouri politician who said he'd drown his kids if they were gay? Yeah. Oh, thank you for the follows, by the way, from Kraft, Sleek, DMC, and Gluttonous Machina. Oh, and Loomer. And then I think I got, oh no, Daydream long before that. Amherst just moved 5 hit. I know, right? I don't have any sort of statistics, but I assume the majority, or at least to the majority of LGBT kids, are probably physically harmed because they're LGBT. Close to the majority that is. I don't know if it's a majority, but Ricky, there's an uncomfortable percentage. Whatever the number is, it's a lot larger than what it should be. Yeah, it's a lot larger than what it should be. Whatever number it is, and the number is going to be disturbingly big. So. I mean, Kraft, yes, but also, right? Never forget, if you're an authoritarian, you never let a good opportunity go to waste, right? Nothing is one thing, ever, in a system. Like it's never just one thing. And that's a nuanced methodology they use to box in opponents during verbal exchanges. That, like, it's not just, it's all he is about that, or all this is, or they just undermine that one point, right? It's never just one thing. But you better goddamn believe that it's about two generations out wage slave force as well, right? Like, that's a bonus to it. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Number one thing you can do to uplift a community. Number one thing, we found this through NGO donations and charitable organizations that have operated in Africa, and there's academic studies to back this up. Number one thing that you can do to uplift a community, empower young mothers. That's the number one thing you can do to uplift a community. Empower young mothers. So, conversely, the number one thing you can do to disempower a community is disempower young mothers. It's that simple. If you want to undermine a community, disempower young mothers. It really does flow from that font. It's so easy. UK, 45% bullied in school, 7% physically bullied. This is the UK in 2017. I think you're right, Kai. Having come out of that community 20 years ago, I'm confident they won't stop with women's rights. No, Rumble, no. They've already iterated. Like, Alito's already alluded to the fact that Lawrence and Hastings and all of that's on the table. No, they're going for it. They're going for it. Fucking people didn't think that they would go for Roe v. Wade. There's all sorts of people that are like, they're not going to do it. Fucking, that's alarmist. Fucking. And then all the rest of us were sitting here going, they're going for Roe v. Wade, right? Like, they're 100% going for Roe v. Wade. They're going for Planned Parenthood versus Casey and Roe v. Wade. That's the first stop on the fucking train. And sure enough, here we are. Right? They're not stopping there. Dude, I have no idea, Alex. I have no idea. Aka, really tired of being called Chicken Little for the last umpteen years. Let's see. The fuck are you? I don't remember any of these idiots. I have no idea who the fuck you are. RG fucked over so many people, the hubris. Yeah. No disagreement. Yeah. And all the people who said otherwise will never own up to how wrong they were. Exactly, public. No, fucking 100% public. They will never own up to it. Where's the school popular support for trans? That's what we're told about. Oh, I know, right? Oh, Loomer, we must not only protect trans kids, but fight their pride. Dude, this is so much bigger than trans kids at this point. It's so much bigger than trans kids. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, fucking they're under the umbrella of which we are fighting for, but it's so much more now. This isn't about this is an existential and a very real threat to our existence at this point. Yeah. The leaked draft literally lists a bunch of cases Alito considers invalid. Second paragraph 31. Yeah, oh yeah. Dude, there's a bunch in there. Interesting release timing. It was going to be rubber stamped. So all this domestic crisis going on. You know, all I know is now's the time. Now's the time to fucking circle him. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Not just Gemma saying also not just an American issue either. Conservative groups in Australia are trying to ramp up the same issues. In the UK, turfery is bad enough, but the Tories have outlawed public protest. Oh yeah, Gemma, the outlaw of the public protest isn't even the freakiest thing. They can revoke citizenships now using some opaque process. They can just other you. Like that's a very real thing now for them. Oh, you've had that for 5+ years? Jesus Christ, y'all need to get on that then. Now I'm curious. I should log into Facebook and see what all my old lib friends are saying public. Oh God, just this is gonna rally the people, and then we're gonna vote. And in November, this is gonna fucking get Democrats out for midterms, and you guys need to vote properly this time. It's gonna be shit like that. It's gonna be shit like that. Public, 100%. All right, true. No, that was the laugh was yours. That was yours. I just didn't see it coming. Being a liberal is being fed hope and then getting destroyed by a blobfish or ham creature. Yep. All you got to do is vote harder. I remember Obama. I remember Clinton. Voting does not help. I mean, voting can help on a scale, but never at the federal level. Never at the federal level. As far as anarchism goes, I tell my people all the time that, right, you're like 50% of anarchism is education, 49% of it is direct action, 1% of it is voting. And the voting is down ticket voting. For the U.S. crowd, down ticket voting is your, for the non-U.S. crowd. What we mean by down ticket voting is essentially we order our ballots from like the federal on down. So your like dog catcher level is at the bottom of the ticket, right? Down ticket voting is important. Your mayor, your city council members, your superintendent of schools. This shit matters in your world. Do that. The federal thing is a fucking rigged ass game and we all know it. Good night, Zippy. Sleep well. Take care of yourself. Sonia. Hey, Sonia. I'm considering how this stuff in the U.S. will echo globally. In New Zealand, I'm wondering how much of this stuff will empower our conservative right-wingers who take pointers from the U.S. Probably a lot, Sonia. Probably a lot. Know that. It's probably going to empower them quite a bit. Yeah, Marianne. There's just too much money sloshing around at the federal level for your vote to be heard. Yeah, you just can't. You can't. It is. You're right, by the way, Marcus. It is evergreen. It's true. No, I will call customer service so fucking hard. Oh, God, it's Susan Sarandon. Oh, yeah. By picking anti-abortion Tim Kaine, Hillary is testing feminist loyalty. Hillary Clinton says, of course you can be a feminist and be pro-life. Clinton's VP pick just made pro-choice groups mad. Abortion is weakness for Clinton VP favorite. Oh, that's in response. Fucking, that's brilliant. I hope you're happy. Hats feeling for you guys in the US right now? Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, man. It's bad. Didn't they try and claim Sanders was anti-choice? Probably. I want to speak to the president's manager. Too bad voting is all I can do. I know, right? Fuck. Thanks for the follow, Hats. And Radical Lazy, thanks for the follow. Oh, and Super Soldier 5, thanks for that follow as well. There's not much we can, you know. I love how they turned this of all times into an attack on Bernie. For sure, Marianne, for sure. Never let an opportunity pass, right? Never let a crisis, you know, pass. It is, dude, that I went over it earlier. There's so many points that we could point to as the starting position, as the if only we had done that, if only we had done that. There's so many of them. Going back so many years now. You know, as I had said earlier in the stream, all the way back to that stupid fucking fish that crawled out of the ocean and decided to breathe air. Fuck that fish, by the way. That fish is our fucking enemy. That goddamn fucking fish. This is gotta be Will Alexander. What's up, Will Alexander? Our brand name is the Three Dolphins, Giacomo, Pasta Hat, and more. Prestige Commodities Ghana Limited. Username Prestige Commodities Ghana Limited for tasty and delicious and papping jollof. Use number 3 Dolphin long grain rice. Just because jollof is bay and 3 Dolphin is a papping rice. Go to the nearest shop and ask for 3 Dolphin rice. Will Alexander, thank you for the biddies and thank you for the creative writing exercise as always. You can just completely remove our systems. Oh, yeah. That fish created authority. Yeah, that fish is a fucking problem. 3 Dolphin rice. Libs always stab the left when cornered. Dude, they don't even... It's not even when they're cornered. Cruises in Smith. Well, it's kind of dry. What you got? What you got, Che? Hold on. It was Che, right? Yeah, it was Che. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm all for it. That fucking fish did us all in. Beast, the organizational locations will be determined by communities. Locales will have to decide that for themselves what the most effective course of action is. It could just be a common space, or it could be in front of place of power. But that's going to be stay in your water, devilish fiend. It's going to be determined by the locale themselves. Good thing that thanks to Elon's Neuralink, we'll soon be able to strap Christian liberals to computers and prosecute them for orgasming for the wrong reasons. Beast, remember your Alinsky. Remember your Alinsky. Here's a tweet I just found. Remember a week ago when some rich dork posted a meme that the right had stayed the same, but the left had moved too far away? Great times. Great times. Oh, nice to see the Root getting in on it. Jesus Christ. This is my criticism about the, like, for those of you who don't know, Kai's dated a lot of black dudes in his life. I've been to the cookout. Let's just put it that way. About how I'm a little concerned that the black milieu, the black diaspora in the U.S. at least, is socially conservative in a lot of ways. But nice to see the Root getting in on it at least. Fucking. Because we're going to need all the allies we can get. We're going to need all the allies we can get on this one. Good. Wait. Oh, yep. See, yeah. See, this is what I'm concerned about here. I'm a little freaked out by this, but it's nice to see the fucking Root getting in on it at least. Oh. All right, what we got? Hold on. And work. All right, cool. Frankly, all races have a significant religious skew. I don't know where the impression they don't comes from. Axel, I have no idea. There are more than a town's worth of Republican politicians who want to see anti-miscegenation laws be brought back. Anti-miscegenation laws brought back. They want more workers at any cost. I mean, patriarchy, sure, but in the U.S., always. Let's see. I was literally in the political chat before this, and they were talking about black systemic racism, and then it went into anti-vax, and I seem to be the only one in the room saying, just get the jab, and I'm not hopeful. Yeah, no, it's a thing. It's a thing for sure. I guess I'm investing in a new... In good news, the vice president of HR over at Kellogg's that called labor union members terrorist got fired. I mean, take your wins where you can get them, I guess. That's about all I've got for you at that point. Is fucking like the fucking we are so fucked. We are so fucked. 100% that's going to happen. 100% that's going to happen. All right. Go sober up, dude. And what are we getting a creator notification for on Twitch? There we go. Creator updates. Oh, predictions have gotten expanded. Oh, wonderful. That's so fucking useful. All right. I have food to make. I've been going for a while. I've been going long enough. I got food to make and shit to do. So I'm gonna kick off a fucking raid. Did you guys hear YouTube's getting raids? They're calling them something else, of course, but YouTube streaming is getting raids. So it's like 2013 or something over in YouTube now. Yeah, dude, Rumble for sure, for sure. I'm sorry, Evil. But we're gonna go boost Carpe. It sounds gay, man. Pretty capitalist. Yeah, I need to fucking cross the finish line. I need 1,300 more calories. I need a bunch more protein. Like, gotta meet macros, man. Gotta meet macros. It's what my world revolves around, basically. It's just like, gotta. So, I don't know what Carpe's up to. Let's see. Carpe is just, I don't know, streaming politics, I guess. Truno, thank you for the follow. Marianne, thank you for the follow as well. Fucking, if Public were fucking live, I'd be rating over to Public, but Public's just fucking being a lazy fuck and sitting in here. Jeez, Public. Such a lazy prick. Are you ever going to get it together, Public? I mean, man. What are you doing? It's okay. Bye, everyone.